for eradicating terrorism, so-called terrorism. But later on, Channel 4 proved that is not part of terrorism. It's part of ethnic cleansing.
Yeah, I saw the films. I remember them. Yeah.
So after that, what happened in 2012? America brought a resolution saying that it has to be investigated.
Yeah.
So then OSCR investigation came in. OSCR went, but they are not allowed to go inside because Rajapaksa was in that time in there. Like Myanmar, they did the investigation from outside.
Right.
So it's Myanmar, same thing.
Yeah.
But before that even, there was a panel of experts. Myanmar is even not OSCR investigation, it was like panel of expert investigation. Same way the panel of expert investigation, the same head was presiding for Sri Lanka. Myanmar also the same head was presiding.
Right.
I happened to meet him in UNHRC in this time. I asked him why Myanmar was mentioned in the report that it was sort of a genocide and why Sri Lanka was mentioned. For my surprise, he said to me that their terms of reference was not that. So their terms of reference restricted them in announcing certain things. So then there is a two-track process even around there. So we are even sorts come on that. So again, then this is second investigation. The first investigation happened that Darsman report came in for the advice, and that came in. That is the first time they said 70,000 people have been killed because they revised. No, Petri report revised that. The first report came in, they said 40,000. Petri report, the UN report said 70,000. But that are all conservative estimates, and we feel that there are more than 147,000 missing and dead. So they presume dead now because it has been nearly 10 years, we don't know whether. So how do we arrive at that figure? Is that at that area, all the for the food program, they had got 425,000 living in the LTT control area. How many people came out of the war after about 6 months? It's 299,000. So that is where it was. The father has, one of the fathers said this to the inquiry, LLRC inquiry, and if they have got any doubts, they should have questioned him and arrested him and charged him. So if they are not for doing false propaganda, so if they are not done that, that means that they are accepting whatever it is. So now what they are trying to do is to shut down everything. They don't want any investigation. It's like they are using the sovereignty to avoid the investigation.
Yeah.
So even though OSCR investigation said that there are serious ones, these are all international investigation. They are defying the international standards as well now. So what we are saying is that Britain, as they have got the responsibility to protect us. Because the second case, if you have for time, you have about 5 minutes, I can tell you how they are extending the hand now, and because of his case. But this is what is happening. They have now shut it. Now they want to suppress even the dissent. Right? So because they know that people are going to come uproar about it, they are going to protest, they are going to do a lot of things. So how are we going to suppress them? There is a draft PTA was asked, Prevention of Terrorism Act was asked to be repealed, but now they are bringing something called CTA. Then already in the Constitution there is something called Sixth Amendment in the Constitution. How this Sixth Amendment came along is that because in 1976 all the Tamils got together, all the political parties, all the Tamil groups got together. They had a big conference. In that conference they said that there is no solution because we can't get any solution from this ethnic state, so we want a separate state for Tamils, because in 1833, before 1833, we had our kingdom, which was merged by Britain under Cameroon Convention, that they brought it together for administrative purpose. So it was clearly written. Even in Portuguese they kept the territory separately. Dutch, it was normal for British like United Kingdom to bring all the territory together and rule it. They use the same formula as whatever. Now, it's the same thing, whatever they done it in their country, they brought it out and they did it. And so now what is happening is that our nation is being prosecuted because they joined together. Now, if the question I am asking is the Britain want to consolidate another nation together with a single nation? They put it together. Are they now helping them to consolidate the other nation to submerge into the other nation? So that is what the main question is. Because what is happening now, when so CTA is what is saying. Sixth Amendment brought in then they declare that Tamilam, we had to fight for our self-determination. That's only through which. That is where the Tamilam came in. The Tamilam is a democratic concept. So they had a meeting and they declared that Tamilam is only the way we had to fight for it. That is only the thing. And in 1976 election, all the Tamil seats, all the Tamil area seats had been won by a party which is formed, because there was different parties, they all to get together as a coalition. They form a party called Tamil United Front, TULF, Tamil United Liberation Front. That is one. In their manifesto, they said that we are going to fight for the Tamilam. And then what happened is that that is where the concept started, and it is a democratic concept. It was voted by at the time there was no mass movement.
So the transnational government of Tamil.
No, that was later.
Sure, but is that a pan-Tamil group?
Pan-Tamil.
Does it represent all Tamil?
All Tamil groups.
Basically the TGTE for short is after we had the end of the war, the Tiger silence the weapons and everything. After the war ended, we are not given up on our goal of Tamilam.
Sure.
So the diasporas we created according to United Nations. We have the rights to create. This is expanded in 10 countries, and we have a prime minister, ministers. He is the human rights minister, by the way, Manivanan. I'm a deputy minister as well for the sports and community health. And these guys are volunteers in the local constitutions as well. And basically, we want to carry on in a democratic and peaceful.
Link where all the different parts fit together.
Yeah, we in fact, there are many organizations, many groups out there. We are trying to come together. Obviously, if you know, when Hitler was there, the Jews had many of the different groups, but they have to come together at one point to fight against the enemy. That we are getting together, talking to each other and everything. But we are one of the transnational government of Tamilam, as the name goes. It's a government for the Tamils. So the diasporas all come to know. And we had the election, democratic election right here, and people voted, and we came out and voted as well. So
in terms of the diaspora then, how many in the UK compared to, say, North America, other European?
How many in UK in numbers terms?
Yeah.
It's around
400,000
right,
here.
There's an awful lot in London.
Yeah, that's right. And in Canada is the highest, around 500,000.
Right.
Here's 400,000. France, I would think 200 to 300,000. German.
But
they spread
Canada
it out.
is more because Canada has got a population even in 1990s because most of the refugees was moving there because it was easy for them to get the pass immediately, whereas Britain was having some time to give any status. So the Canada was easier. Most of the people was going to Canada. They because if they say because I visited Canada about 6 months ago, they said roughly more than 800,000 there. But if they visit there, if the government acknowledge, because the ethnicity issue, Tamils was putting as Sri Lankans. The problem is that they didn't put it as Tamils. So the problem is that even it was under supplied. So it was around 800,000. They say there, but they are
obviously developing over the last 20 years.
If you have got children, obviously after about 20-30 years, the population doubles itself. Yeah, so
Anyway, this we come to the point of we want, as you know, there was a resolution passed 30-1. Then there was extended given, and
And it's running out of
34-1.
time,
Yeah,
basically.
it's 2 years extended given, and March 2019 is the 2 years expires.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing is, Sri Lanka co-sponsored it, that resolution. 2 resolution was co-sponsored by Sri Lanka. And the other thing is, Britain also co-sponsored it. Right? The funny side is, Mr. Donald Trump, President, he says, well, I don't actually know whether I support this Human Rights Council, UNHRC, because we are pumping the money and they're not listening us, obviously, so they want to come out of it.
Right.
And also, you might have heard, he is not believing in the ICC as well.
Right.
So that's become a bit of a problematic, unless
And
we
what
do
about the
something
Foreign
about it.
Office in the UK?
Yeah, but this is the place we are coming to, is we are the best neighbor or best friends of the US. There's no question about the US and UK. Whereas UK should have the next bigger role to push any agenda in the UNHRC. That's the place we are coming to. So we want UK to take this agenda and discuss in the Parliament and take it to UNHRC in March 2009 and precisely tell the Sri Lankan government, listen, you haven't done whatever you've been told to do. So I think as UK could have raised the question of, normally the Americans do that when that comes to North Korea or Iran or something, you want to put your sanction. Before they say sanction, you better disarm it, mate. Otherwise I'll press the button, but on your button may not work. So that kind of thing, UK must do so. For that, we believe 100,000 that will allow or initiate a debate in
And
the
how many
Parliament.
have you got on the petition so far?
We started 2 months ago, around 3,500 apparently, but it's going to grow faster because there are few incidents taking place at the moment. Believe me, at the same time, 20 MPs already signed to say that we are going to be supporting you when they come to debate.
So the question is, what about the all-party group is supportive of this?
Absolutely, yes, indeed.
And you have the members of the all-party group signing this?
Yes,
Yes.
some of them are signed it already.
Some of
It's
them
trading
are signed it, but I
CPM
didn't,
Yeah, Chiffon is signed it.
Siphon signed it, but unfortunately.
This is the interesting second part, if I may put it. It's, my name is Sokalingan Yogalingam.
Yeah.
If you read it, you will know. Yesterday I was actually remanded in custody because of standing for human rights.
That's the second part which we are going to talk about.
Right. Right.
You may know about the Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, who
Yeah.
was in Oxford Union yesterday.
Delivering
Delivering
the day
speech.
before yesterday, he was delivering the speech.
Right. Right.
Delivering the speech. So we went and protested, saying that because he was opposition leader during 2009. As opposition leader, he didn't raise even a voice to save the Tamil people being killed. He was complicit in that genocide of Gaza. So that is the reason what we went and
Sure.
said
To make that point.
To make that point, we went and we shouted there and let the other people know. So at that date, okay, the thing happened. It went very smoothly. We didn't have any
Okay,
issues.
sign me up to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's for you, I think.
That's for me, is it? Oh,
Yes,
right,
you
okay.
can have that. You can read it later.
So what?
We had a
what
peaceful
happened-
demonstration.
No. Yeah, we had a peaceful demonstration. This is where the CTA, the new law they are bringing in because of, I was talking about Prevention of Terrorism Act, which was Draconian Act. You can keep anybody for any number of times. Now what they are doing is I was talking about the Sixth Amendment. Sixth Amendment tell us anybody talking about the division of the country will be
Right.
so
Arrested
this have been brought in because we supported a resolution and this was democratically elected. The Tamils expressed their wish to have a separate state. They wished democratically. They did it. They didn't do it as an arms group or anything. So later on, that democratically wish was confused, and then one of our libraries was burnt in 1983 and also 1981, and then they systematically arresting people and they continue to disappear. So there was there was a period of time where even I was a youngster at the time. I was about 13, 14 years old, but unfortunately I had to leave the country as well. So because of the threat of being arrested. And then in 1983, the big, they said it's a riot, but it's not a riot. It was a pre-planned genocide of Tamils. And that happened in 1983, and 3,000 Tamils was killed. For 4 days there was no curfew. They just put one thing is that some ambush happened in the north, 13 soldiers are killed. For that 13 soldiers, are you going to kill 3,000 Tamils and destroy their property, millions of pounds worth of properties, as well as destroy their businesses? Everything loot them, and no compensation whatsoever have been paid up to now. My grandfather and my uncle, because it happened in my village, the ambush, because it was next about within 100 yards of my grandfather's house, and my uncle and grandfather was living together in that house. They came into the house and shot both of them. And my grandfather was sleeping in the bed. They shot him on the head like execution. And because he didn't wake up or he didn't do anything. And the uncle suddenly, after hearing the shot, he came out raising his hand. He shot him in the stomach, and to let them die in the wife's lap. And this happened. Until now, we don't have any justice for anything.
Yeah.
1983.
Yeah.
Then 2000. Now someone camouflaged that. Now 2009 is come. Now nearly 10 years from 2009. So now they are trying to do is that, oh, we are not going to do it, listen to anybody, we are going to submerge all this, is because they had tested the 1983. Their intention is ethnic cleansing. They want the whole island for Sinhalese. They want to make sure that all these people, it doesn't get anything, get out of the country, go to other countries to live, or go to India to live. Because that is the ideology.
Yeah.
That ideology is what is driving them. And even in the books, of the small children's books, they are writing in the third standard, fourth standard books, they are writing Tamils are very, very violent people. They are very, they still in their system, in their Sinhalese books, in that books, they are writing that. So how will the person psychologically, because Sinhalese will develop an inherent hatred towards Tamils, or they want to suppress them because they are looked at somebody who is an invader and who will take, if you let them, if they come there, if they will just ask for Tamilam now, then after that they will take over the whole island. So this is the issue which we have got.
And just to ask a more parochial question,
Yeah.
in Dagenham, how big would the Tamil population be? Would you know at all?
Dagenham is people are because in the East Ham there was a big crowd.
And there's a lot of migration
Yeah.
in East London.
Now it's still
So
moving
it's moving
Yeah,
towards
exactly. That was my
yeah,
sense
yeah,
as
yeah.
well, coming
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the amount
We need to
of...
develop it faster.
No, that's what I'm saying. Our people, because the Indians are coming, South Indians are coming there to East Ham because they find it
Yeah.
easy for them to, their community is
Yeah.
increasing there. All the Tamil communities were there. They are now want the bigger houses and all that.
They're all going
And
down the
they are-
district line. Absolutely. Yeah.
So
But that's why it'd be good to
increasing-
have a local meeting as well, you know?
we will-
Absolutely, we would love to have it.
We
If we
love to
can,
have it, if we can
we'll
arrange
arrange
it
it and
or-
you
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
attend.
Well, who would be best? We could...
Yeah, if you can give us a praise, we will arrange it.
Okay, we will
Yeah.
arrange a date and have a local community meeting where we can discuss issues locally as well as some of the broader international issues,
Yeah.
which I want
Basic,
I'm very keen. I
And
wanted to have
basic-
this meeting to signal I want to work alongside
And
the
also
community.
another thing I want you to raise in the parliament, if you can, is that now the CTA has come in. The CTA not become a law now, but it is being discussed. The CTA says that anybody not within Sri Lanka also, if anybody outside also discuss about
Right.
separation, or if they discuss about any issues relating to that,
Right.
they can have an influence or they can arrest them.
Right.
So that is
Outside of the border.
outside of the
Outside the
border,
border,
even in
outside the
Britain.
country.
And that is what he says. So what is going to
So
happen?
who arrested you? The British?
British
Yeah,
police.
yes, apparently,
Yeah.
apparently.
But they could have, the Sri Lankan state could have arrested you in the UK.
if I go into the Sri Lankan High Commission.
Yeah.
That's the only place they can arrest me. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's a British soil. I'm a British man.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be able to arrest me.
Yeah.
But funny enough, we were protesting in front of it. We had our national flag. They had the issue of the national flag, and one of the Sinhalese guy who was, we believe he's a diplomat. He's always there. He's every protest demonstration. He will always filming and videoing and everything. Then he went right after the meetings. People are gone out. He went to the policeman and started complaining.
Right. So you were singled out. You think?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. With the help from the authorities.
Indeed.
The police.
Yeah.
Right.
Then not only me, there's other 3 people.
Right.
said-
No, only the
and-
thing is that they searched all of us, including me.
Yeah, hang on again.
Including my
Yeah.
car,
Yeah.
and they searched.
There's about another 15 people on the other side.
And
They were
all of
searched.
them were searched. And those people who had the national flag of Tamils, we always have it in our demonstration and everything. But on that demonstration, only 4 people had it. Only 4 people, the others had it, but the problem is they all got gone. Only 4 people had it in that group within the 50. So then they said that, oh, we are detaining you, and we are, because this is a prescribed flag.
Under Terrorism Act.
So, under Terrorism Act.
Which
And
is,
then,
it's so strange. You are
so anyway,
believing.
you can show him your this thing, what is it called?
Oh, document.
Document. What they are arresting.
So what are you charged with, though?
Yeah,
They
that's
haven't
right.
charged me.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
one thing, let's get this right. They haven't charged me anything. Because they can't hold me more than 24 hours.
Yeah.
So they
4
and
people was arrested. They was searched. The house
All
was searched.
houses.
It's just like
Under terrorism.
it exactly the terrorism operation.
So it's a
yeah,
suspect.
Yeah.
they are the terrorist suspect. When he asked me, I said, by all means, please do so. We are not terrorists. We are a peaceful people. So they actually let us out yesterday, last night.
After
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock means it's about 22 hours after the arrest. 10:15, not 10:15, 11:15 they arrested. They arrested them in 10:15 and then...
And all APPG people got together, gladly. They all supported and sent a letter.
So the prescribed organisation
Yeah.
is under which terrorism act? The UK.
UK, yeah. So prescribed organization is, that is what I am asking. The question is that where is that prescribed organization? Where are they operating from? And how, what terrorism act they have carried out in the last 5 years? And who are their leaders?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Thanks for that. Right. So
No,
I'm going to have to run in a few minutes, I'm afraid. But so what do we need to do then? Obviously, I work under the umbrella of the All Party Group, and
Yeah, what we really asking is, obviously,
To
we
raise
are going to push for the signature campaign that time,
yeah,
and trying to achieve the 100,000 by January. Same time, we are asking, urging all the MPs to support us.
right.
Obviously, with them, everybody to sign a documentation to say we will be signed. Everybody, there are a lot of Conservative MPs even signed it and supporting it anyway. So to say it's more that merrier, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we are trying
Yeah.
to, and some people will ask who are the people, and then we can actually show it. So that's what we are trying to do at the moment. So we are intent to push the
Yeah.
British government to make Sri Lanka
Yeah.
accounted. That
Accountable.
is
Accountable
more
for
than,
their
I don't think it's too much for us. is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
You know, that's I cannot understand. If this is somebody pushing too much, then you can say, oh, that's too much, mate. No worry, don't ask that. But this is not too much to ask.
Okay.
This is what they actually signed up for. Sri Lanka signed up for, British signed up for, and there are the 27 countries or something signed up to say we co-sponsor this.
Yeah.
So why not?
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Yes, that's all what we
That's
are
one of the
asking.
things, and the other one is about the action taken by the complaint as well as the action taken on the police and the petition of the
Yeah,
that's
see the letter there,
that's the-
yeah.
Yes.
And I hope that you if you have got the opportunity to ask questions in the House comments, and also you should inform your leader if he knows mostly about these issues.
Sen Kandaya, you know
I know,
Sen?
yes,
He's
I know.
the
Yeah.
Tamil for Labour.
Yeah.
He was
So
making the
if you
calls
can
and everything
also,
last night.
if you can also tell the leader
Oh,
that they had
that's fine.
to bring it out, because Sri Lanka, if the British government is now in connivance with the Sri Lankan government, want to suppress the
Close it down.
dissent.
Yeah.
Dissent.
Yeah.
This-
And the
this-
dissent,
is a-
because they are trying to do it, because you know that Liam Fox and everybody is Hongi Dowry, and again another person who have been receiving so much gifts from
Hospitality from them.
hospitality
Yes,
from
yeah.
all these issues, you know that.
Must be nice,
So-
isn't
so-
it? Well, have me.
so all these people are very entrenched into the party.
Yeah.
So you had to make it a point so that
It's a good point to make for you.
If they can arrest somebody who is a British citizen on the British soil for protesting and having a flag which is, as far as I am concerned, is a customary thing, because about 10 years the flag has been used everywhere. You know that as soon as you see the rattan, the tiger with the rattan, the thing, you immediately yourself can say, oh yeah, that is the Tamil group there. Yeah, that is how it is always recognized within
Okay.
London. So the problem is that...
Can we end, General?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.